Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Schaff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Last night, the West Bloomfield School District honored West Bloomfield High School counselor Karen Brody, who just retired this year after 51 years of service by naming the theater program's box office the Brody Box Office. Theater has been a huge passion of Karen's time with the West Bloomfield School District, and she was very appreciative of the incredible gesture. And Superintendent Dr. Danya Bazzi had this to say about Karen and what she has meant for the school district.
Karen Brody has dedicated 51 years of service to the West Bloomfield School District, beginning her career back in 1974 after graduating from Michigan State University. She was hired to teach math, go math, and serve as the yearbook advisor, a role that she held for over 30 years. From the very start, she became heavily involved in the theater program, a passion area tied to her college minor. From her first year at WBHS, Ms. Brody became a founding co-advisor of the school's international thespian troupe, and continued in that role until 2 years ago. Throughout the many building renovations over the district, Karen consistently advocated for the creation of a designated box office to support our growing popularity of the WBHS productions. Based on her exceptional commitment to the students, the theater program, and the district as a whole, we are recommending approval to name the West Bloomfield High School Theater Box Office the Brody Box Office in her honor.
An incredible gesture for so many years of dedicated service and helping so many kids along their own journeys. And as we just said, Karen has served the school district for 51 years, and she has seen a lot of things happen during her tenure. But during a recent interview with our own Kevin McIntosh, she reflected on the moment that stood out the most.
This has been my home for 51 years. And I know I haven't been here in the summer all the time. So, but like I said, throw out the sleep time and I could count up the hours I've spent in this building and it would be my home. So I really look at it like that, like I'm leaving my home. As far as being proud of things and that, and so many different programs that I've worked on and different styles of things you mentioned, the Honors Assembly, that was one of my very first jobs as a counselor. So I have a lot of pride in that. Again, I've worked a lot with our performing arts program from the very beginning. Yeah. But I think my biggest point of pride is my own 3 kids went here to West Bloomfield. They are Lakers. And watching them walk across the stage and graduate was probably my best teary moment.
There you go.
3 different times.
That makes a lot of sense, seeing her own kids go through the journey that so many other kids have taken throughout their time here in West Bloomfield. We thank Karen once again for her many, many years of services, and her legacy will forever live on with the Brody Box Office. The weather outside is getting much warmer, and it's bringing everyone outside to enjoy it. Just recently, West Bloomfield Parks brought the community together to enjoy the sights, the sounds, and the scenery of Greater West Bloomfield that's right in your own backyard. It was National Trails Day, and several residents were making their way throughout West Bloomfield Trail and learning a lot at the same time. And I was out there to get those important steps in and to hear from our residents as to why they appreciated this celebration so much.
I think it's a beautiful way for people to get outside and see nature in its best. This is a great park. I do love the trails back here, the nature preserve back here the best, especially on a hot sunny day. It's nice and shaded. Lots of things to look at.
It's absolutely a beautiful day for National Trails Day, and just seeing the joy from people cycling, walking, running, and the smile on everyone's faces. And we saw a deer. Such a wonderful thing to have nearby you, in such a busy, especially like a busy area off of Orchard Lake and stuff, to have this gem nearby you just to decompress and relax and take in what nature has to offer and also protect it as well. It's just awesome.
I've seen a lot of energy on the trails today, which is great. I've seen bikers, I've seen walkers, I've seen hikers. It's great to see everyone enjoying our trails. It's so important to remind everyone that we share our trails and everything with nature, including the animals. My station, for instance, is about the baby animals you're going to see in Michigan in spring. I've seen some that do furs, and then also other naturalists will do about birds and amphibians. What I like the most about it is that we get to see people that we don't normally get to see on the trails. Having a national day for it is really important because it gets people that wouldn't normally enjoy this resource out.
I'm really excited to be here. It's beautiful weather. It's clear today finally, which is fantastic, and it's a great Michigan morning. We're very proud and thankful that we're able to work with West Bloomfield Parks. We try to sponsor as many events as possible, and it's just great to be a part of the community.
It really feels like a celebration of all of the beautiful scenery that West Bloomfield has to offer, wouldn't you say?
I totally agree, 100%. I mean, it's great to see blue sky, see the sunshine, see the trees, see some water, see some wildlife. We're very, very fortunate.
What do you hope is the biggest thing that everybody takes away from here once everything's all said and done?
I hope everyone gets that feeling after being on the trails that it's a great feeling. It makes you feel more awake. It makes you enjoy the day better. And I hope everyone takes that away from National Trails Day.
So many great sights to see and many opportunities to get your exercise in. Big thank you to West Bloomfield Parks for letting me stop by, and you can stay up to date on the exciting activities that they have planned all summer long on their website, wbparks.org. After a successful day out on Apple Island on Saturday, local residents received unfortunate news late Saturday night that their scheduled Sunday Apple Island tours were no more. The Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society citing logistical issues as the reason behind the cancellation. Of course, like much of the Historical Society's events, it is volunteer and donation driven, so when unavailability or equipment breakdowns happen, sometimes the schedule breaks down with it. In this case, issues with a boat scheduled to transport patrons to and from the island was the culprit, per the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society Facebook page. The Historical Society wrote in a Facebook post over the weekend, quote, "If you have purchased advance tickets as a Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society member and will not be able to attend the tours due to the cancellation, you will be refunded." Now, a makeup date for the Apple Island tours has been announced by the Historical Society for Sunday, September 14th. That's a bit of ways away, but it has been named as a makeup date, and that has been confirmed by Museum and Communications Assistant Anna Smith. For more updates, visit Facebook at visit Facebook at GWBHS, and stay tuned right here on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM for more updates. In just a few short weeks, the Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show will be making its way back to Greater West Bloomfield, featuring 120 vetted artists across mediums like painting, sculpture, glass, fiber, jewelry, photography, and so much more. Of course, it wouldn't be a celebration of artistry without a little bit of music as well. And at the event, powerhouse vocalist Denise Davis and her incredible band Black Candy will perform, bringing energy and local flair to the show. Denise Davis joins us right now on the Splash Live to tell us all about it. Denise, really happy to have you with us this morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you as well. Really excited to be getting into this interview. I always love a good musical performance, and I can't wait to see what you've got in store for this year's celebration with the Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show. So what inspired you to bring the Motor City Sensation sound to the Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show, and how do you feel your music enhances local art experience?
Well, this is my second year coming to the Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show as Denise Davis and the Motor City Sensations. And we are super excited to be there in West Bloomfield. It's just really going to be a live show that everybody can enjoy. So I wanted to reach out to different cities within the Midwest. And that's how I got in contact with Miss Patty, who is the spearheader of the whole fest.
That's right, Patty Narozny, who helps put a lot of this stuff together and helps to create the Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show every single year. Now, you said this is your second year performing for the Arts Show. What is it like performing for the people of Greater West Bloomfield?
Oh my God. I met a lot of nice people, local residents, and it was so exciting last year because the Midland folks that I performed for came over to the art fair for the first time. So we had a chance to interact with each other. There was some awesome other local artists that was performing as well, and everybody just brought a dynamic show that day.
That's right. Everyone brings the energy, and West Bloomfield is one of the best crowds you could perform for. I know I might be a little biased, but I'm telling you, it's one of the best experiences you will have. Now, what messages or emotions do you hope families walking through the art show will take away from your performance?
Well, as I can speak for myself, I got a chance to go down through the displays. All of the fantastic artistry that's out there, people with some dynamic visions and designs is just simply amazing. And then just to sit there and interact with them about how they started their their artistry, and how they became bigger than most. You wouldn't believe that some of these people travel all over the United States with their artwork. And so I got a chance to talk with them and see their designs, and I was just blown away.
That's right. So many incredible artists. I was out at the Fine Art Show last year, met so many great people, and got to see so much creativity right here in Greater West Bloomfield that you don't get to see all the time. It's truly an incredible experience. Now, Denise,
Absolutely.
Along with being a performer, you are also an entrepreneur and a business owner. So how do regional events like this one support your creative and your entrepreneurial journey?
Well, I think with me being an artist and a vocalist for the Motor City Sensations, Black Candy, and also Leilani, which is a girl group, reaching out to the communities at large, having people to engage with my marketing materials. Because see, at first, people don't have the sound, they have the marketing materials. So it's really, really important for us to make sure that our paperwork and our displays are very cultivating for people to say, ooh, let me read this. This looks good. And so when that happens, then they say, well, let me look her up on YouTube and see what she got going on. And then they see all of the other side of me. So, yeah, I love being around the Midwest, Illinois, and Ohio states, just bringing a great, awesome performance.
and I'm sure it's going to be an incredible performance. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with singer Denise Davis, the lead singer of the Motor City Sensations, talking about what she is going to be bringing to the Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show in just a few short weeks as one of their performers. Now, Denise, can you share how your role intersects with community enrichment? Do you mentor or collaborate a lot of young local artists and musicians?
Well, I do collaborate with a lot of bands. The Little Rascals. I love Sal Witcher. I engage with a lot of different prestigious artists. Eric Carter of the Blues Experience, Braxton Davis, the extraordinary singer, Preston Gibson, the balladeer, Frederick B. Velvet of the Platters Tribute, Mike Seville of Phase 5. So there's a lot of people that I am personally involved with locally and around the Midwest. And we are all being professional, bringing an awesome show. But not only that, I've done business with the All Seasons community, the senior citizen community in West Bloomfield. I've also engaged with the Height Apartments there in West Bloomfield. And recently, the West Bloomfield Parks and Recreations. So I am around West Bloomfield quite often.
Sounds like it. Very, very busy and lots of great connections and collaborations to be made along the way. And how have these collaborative events shaped your artistic growth and plans for future projects within Greater West Bloomfield?
Well, I'm hoping, working with Miss Patty this year, I'm hoping that more people will come out and see all of the local talent, and not only that, the artwork especially, but I'm hoping to make a lot of great connections in West Bloomfield that will allow us to expand our businesses and partnerships. And so we're hoping that the community will get on this Splash television and see us and hear what we got going on and come on out and enjoy us.
Trust me, I think there are going to be some big crowds at this event, and you're going to get everything you want to see. Denise, a couple more questions before we wrap things up. What advice would you give to local artists or entrepreneurs looking to showcase their music or art at community events like this one?
Well, first of all, like I said, electronic press kit and manual press kits is most important. Having a good professional video, having your social media platforms, and also just being a professional, wonderful person, knowing how to talk to bookers and things of that nature. So I would say, if you have any talent, art, music, background, experience, listen, don't give up.
That's right.
There's always a way to get out there.
That's absolutely right. Don't give up. Always a way to look for the future. Denise, can you give us any more sneak peeks of what we can expect with your performance for the Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show?
Yes. Denise Davis is going to bring a professional, entertainment, exciting show just for everybody to enjoy. We're going to have blues, we're going to have jazz, we're going to have Motown especially. We're going to do a tribute to the veterans. So if you are out there in West Bloomfield, I'm hoping that you come to the Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show with me and Miss Patty and all of the residents of West Bloomfield. I need you to come on out and see what we got going on, because Denise Davis is excitement.
Oh my goodness, I am getting so excited. I can't wait to see what's to come with this incredible performance. Denise, thank you so much for joining us here on the Splash Live.
Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys.
Man, I can't wait to be out there myself and to see this incredible performance. Denise Davis and the Motor City Sensations will be performing at the Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show in just a few short weeks. I can't wait to see it. Right now, we're going to talk about an inspiring story of perseverance and one that shows that anything is possible at any age, no matter the obstacle. And we're going to get into that right after this quick break. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
so much is happening in your community. Join Jake, Tyler, and Kevin for local events and developments on The Splash Live, weekdays at 10 a.m. on CivicCenterTV.com, YouTube, and Facebook.
Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on CivicCenterTV.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at CivicCenterTV.com and click Schedule at the top of the screen. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Schaff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Right now, we're going to talk about a story of perseverance and one that shows that anything is possible at any age. Jeff Ellis of West Bloomfield is a 65-year-old grandfather and has been lifting weights for over 4 decades and has been a consistent competitor at the Michigan Senior Olympics. Back in November of 2023, he tore his rotator cuff during a routine bench press session, and it looked like everything was over. But after a surgical repair from the great people at Henry Ford Hospital, Jeff got back to work and ended up taking home a gold medal in powerlifting just 4 months later and setting a brand new record in the process. This summer, Jeff is set to continue his journey with the National Senior Games for 2025, and he joins us right now to tell us about his incredible journey. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Jake?
Really, really great. Really fascinated to be getting into this conversation. First and foremost, how did you get involved with powerlifting, and what has kept you motivated to compete over the decades?
Well, I started lifting weights when I was in high school. Basically to get ready for football. And then when I went on to college at Michigan State, I continued the weightlifting. And weightlifting, they had a powerlifting team that was a club sport. And I worked out with a number of the individual power lifters. And eventually, by the time my junior year started, I started competing in powerlifting. Really enjoyed it. And then after I graduated college, I continued lifting weights, but stopped lifting weights competitively. And then when I turned 50, I found out the Michigan Senior Olympics has a bench press and deadlift competition. So I've been doing the bench press competition ever since.
That's absolutely right. And you have had incredible success with those events. Of course, as we just mentioned, you did suffer a rotator cuff tear just a couple of years ago. And my dad has dealt with a rotator cuff tear, and it is no joke. I know exactly how taxing that can be. What was going through your mind when that happened?
I went and worked normal workout. I did my first 2 sets on the bench, no problems. Third set, my last rep, as I was bringing the weights up, I felt something in my shoulder. It was like a dull pain and stiffness, and lost all strength in the shoulder. And it turned out I had a bone spur underneath my supraspinatus tendon that tore a hole right through the tendon. The tendon was just constantly rubbing over the bone spur. And when that happened, I yelled to my workout partner to grab the weights. He was spotting me on the bench. We got the weights back up on the rack, and at that point I knew I did something to my shoulder.
Yeah, sounds incredibly painful, and very happy that you were able to bounce back from that. And apparently you did this through the help of something called a bioinductive patch factor. And the bioinductive patch, that played a huge factor into your healing process. Were you familiar with that process beforehand?
No, I had never heard of it. I initially went to one orthopedic doctor who said I have to have surgery. Wanted to get a second opinion. Went to see Dr. Mew. Felt much more comfortable with her, and she was very highly recommended by both my primary care doctor and a physical therapist friend of mine that has treated me several times. And when I met with her, she took the time, answered all my questions, brought up this patch. As I stated, I had never heard of it, but it is supposed to promote healing with tendons in the rotator cuff, and obviously the results speak for themselves.
That's absolutely right. And obviously you had the surgery, but then the recovery, that I would imagine it might be more challenging than the surgery itself. What was the most challenging part of your recovery, especially in those first few weeks after surgery?
Yeah, well, I had the surgery in January of 2024. Actually got back to competing. It was March of 2025. So it was a little over a year after the surgery, I was able to get back competing. But yeah, the challenging part was my arm was in a sling. I started physical therapy week after the surgery, just doing the passive movements. And yeah, I did all the exercises they gave me to do at home. I did those very diligently. Showed up at physical therapy, pushed myself, and within 3 months after the surgery, the physical therapist gave me the okay to get back to doing the weight machines with a lot of restrictions. Also, I was able to go back to Kung Fu, which I've been participating in for a few years. I was able to do that with a number of restrictions as well, and was able to gradually add more and more to my weight workout. I eventually started with the bench press with just the bar, worked with that, and when I got to the point where I was able to go through the bench press motion without any pain, I started adding weights to it, and haven't had any issues with the shoulder since then.
Well, that's great, and it's awesome to see that you have bounced back and have had continued success with this sport. For those just joining us right now, I'm talking with Jeff Ellis, powerlifter for the National Senior Games for the 2025 year, talking about coming back from a painful rotator cuff injury. Now, Jeff, many people your age might have considered stepping away from competition after something like that happened. What inspired you to come back and to come back even stronger?
Yeah, well, first of all, it was a goal. I'm very goal-oriented. Yeah, setting a goal of getting back to lifting weights competitively was one of my priorities. And I have been lifting weights seriously for approximately 48 years now. Yeah, so it's a way of life. I try to get my exercise in every day, be it weightlifting or cardio. And it's something I just really enjoy and have not been able to get out of my system.
Well, that's awesome. And what did it mean to you to personally return to the Michigan Senior Olympics and not only compete, but to set a brand new record in the process?
Yeah, I've competed in the Senior Olympics 22 times. I've won 20 gold medals. I developed a great friendship with a number of the other competitors there. Obviously, we have something in common that's lifting weights, and we're able to compare notes. And I actually, in August of 2024, volunteered to work at the weightlifting competition for the Senior Olympics. It was a little frustrating watching everyone participate when I had just really started getting back to working out, but wasn't at a level where I was able to compete yet.
Well, you had all that incredible success at the event back in March. What are you looking forward to for this year's National Senior Games, and how are you preparing mentally and physically for the event?
Well, I've been working really hard. I actually started working with a trainer, something I had never done before, and had added some weight to my bench press. But unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, I was playing pickleball with my wife, suffered an injury, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to compete in the Senior Games.
That is unfortunate, but is there hope that you will return for future Senior Games?
That is the goal. Dr. Mew, who actually operated on my shoulder, has now got to do a tendon reattachment on my tricep from the spill I took playing pickleball. And she's well aware that the goal is to get back to lifting weights competitively. Yeah, it's something that I just really don't want to give up.
Well, I can't wait to see that happen. I know that you've still got many, many great events in the future. What message do you hope your story sends to other seniors about aging, fitness, and overcoming setbacks?
Yeah, it's really a matter of priorities. Yeah, I'm a CPA. Yeah, I hear from a lot of coworkers, well, once tax season's over with, I'm going to start exercising. Well, you really have to make it a priority. You got to make time in every day to do it. If it really becomes a top priority, you're going to find a way to get your workouts in and do your exercise. And you just really have to stick with it. Perseverance definitely pays off. And yeah, it's definitely a priority. Now with my pickleball injury, I can't lift weights. I'm just doing more cardio.
Well, you got to start somewhere, and I'm sure you're going to be bouncing back even better for this next event. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
All right, thank you for having me.
Really, really inspiring story of bouncing back from injury and to achieving greatness. We really appreciate Jeff Ellis for taking the time to speak with us here on the Splash Live. As was mentioned earlier in the show, the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show has been nationally recognized 12 times as a top 100 art show in the U.S. by Sunshine Artist magazine, reinforcing its national and local prestige. This juried art show brings in a unique, handmade, and original art all across disciplines like painting, sculpture, fiber, clay, and so much more, many of whom don't exhibit at other Michigan shows. Patty Narozny, the executive producer of the show and featured painter Agnes Rathani, recently joined us on the Splash Live to give us a preview of what we can expect this year.
Thank you both for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to both of you as well. Patty, I want to start with you. This is a big event for you every year. It's a huge event for us here in Greater West Bloomfield, the 21st annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. I'd imagine this time of the year, as we're getting a little bit closer to the big days, that it starts to get really exciting as you wrap up some of your art shows down in Florida and get ready to come here to our community. Where are you at in the process right now?
Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Civic Center TV, and thank you for West Bloomfield for continuously hosting our 22nd Orchard Lake Fine Art Show in the heart of West Bloomfield. Yes, this is voted top 100 art shows in America. We have one of the top artists in North America joining us, and she's also our featured artist. And it's an example of how Agnes did our Florida shows, and now she's coming to Michigan to participate in our Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, July 26 and 27. And it's an example of how we bring artists to this event that you don't see at other Michigan events.
And it is a really exciting time for art lovers in our community and the others that come in as this being a huge attraction for art lovers across Lower Michigan. Agnes, for you coming in after an award-winning performance in Florida at one of the most recent shows, how excited are you to show off your now award-winning art in even more places across the U.S.?
Yes, it's for me. I'm traveling 30 years with my paintings, and that's my professional job. And to be featured in a Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, it's an honor among all those amazing artists to choose my work about my son. He's a golfer, and it's just mesmerizing, the experience with Patty. It really is.
And Patty, that goes back to you and your team's work before these art shows to bring in the best of the best from across the U.S. and beyond. You have mentioned in years past, and you emphasize this every year, that this is a juried art show. You do a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that you're not just bringing in people that have award-winning backgrounds, but have award-winning original art altogether. So what's your process for looking for artists to bring here to our community for the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show?
Well, the process is all work must be original and personally handmade by the artist in the show. And it's juried based on originality, technique, execution, and booth appearance. So during this entire winter, when we're still planning the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, we also produced 9 shows in Florida, including Naples, Boca Raton, Sarasota, St. Petersburg, and I thought there was one more. And anyway, I can't remember the other one. There's Michael's work. He's an award winner. We want to give credit to Agnes, who won our best of show in Naples a couple weeks ago. But that's an example of, with us, Florida's the season of all art shows. So not only do we have our own events here, I also attend other events and recruit artists from other events to come to the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show throughout the entire winter season. So we have a beautiful show planned for this year with about 140 high-quality juried artists. There's excellent food. We have wonderful music with Detour Band, Motor City Sensations, and then we don't want to forget our kids art competition, which is a unique and one-of-a-kind program. It's for grades K through 8. And it's a way we expose students to the rules and entrepreneurship opportunity of doing art shows for a living. So all students in ages K 5 to 13 are encouraged to enter their original and personally handmade art that's publicly displayed within the show the entire weekend. And it's a way we expose students to the rules and entrepreneurship opportunity of doing art shows for a living.
Patty Narozny is with us, as well as artist Agnes Ratanye from the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, returning to the Greater West Bloomfield community this summer. It'll be July 26th and 27th. That's Saturday and Sunday. It is 10 to 6 on Saturday, 10 to 5 on Sunday. Again, July 26th and 27th. Hotworks.org is the place to go for even more information. Agnes, I want to go back to you because you've, as Patty has said, you've attended some of her other recent art shows in Florida. You've won awards at those art shows. You're a professional artist. You really took some pride in that. The big smile on your face I saw when you talked about this being something that you love to do every day and you can make a living on. And so when you go to an art show like the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show or the other Hotworks shows that you've been to recently, take us through that experience for you as an artist. How does that motivate you, and how exciting is it to not only sell your art, but to have that one-to-one interaction as you're in the process of selling that art?
Yes, it's my art is not about sales. It's about talking to the clients, talking to the art lovers. They're coming close to me in my soul. They feel the same thing what I feel. I am not noisy with my artwork. They are very, very soft moments in our lives. So whoever could attach to that, that's for me is the ultimate experience on the festivals. But to be with Patty gave us a home. It's a home. It's not an exhibition. We bring our life into those festivals with her. She really does make us feel so welcomed and so amazing. I really, really enjoy the shows with Patty Narozny. It's really...
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Patty in the background giving her thanks to Agnes as she prepares to come here close to home, here in Greater West Bloomfield, July 26th and 27th. Same location as it's been for the last several years and beyond. Powers and Daily roads. On the roads themselves, the West Bloomfield Police closed down a couple of those roads for those 2 days over the summer for one of the biggest events here in our community. Agnes, you've been to some of the shows down in Florida. Will this be your first time at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, or have you joined us in past years?
No, I was there twice already, and I had a sold-out show with Patty. It was just, imagine that, to get ready and go and travel with my paintings, and I arrived to that beautiful little community who really enjoy art, real art, juried art, and yes, I had a sold-out shows with Patty before in Orchard Lake. Also the Florida shows, they were extremely well organized and very well attended. It's not a walk-by shows, they are more just art lovers who really enjoy seeing us and select our work.
You can find even more information about Agnes's art and see some of it yourself before you see her at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Info on all of the attending artists can be found on hotworks.org, including all those details you need about the 22nd annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show coming back in late July right here in West Bloomfield Township. Patty, I want to go back to you because Agnes made a really good point. Not only is she able to make a living as an artist, going to these shows in Florida, coming to our shows here in Michigan at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show this July, and for the past 3 years before that. That goes back to what you were talking about with the youth art competition, kind of coalescing the professional artist side with now the amateur artist side and showing them that career path. Why is that an important effort for you and your team at HotWorks?
Well, we started this program back in 2005.
Wow.
And it's a way to bring families to the event and to expose students to the opportunity of doing something they love for a living. You heard what Agnes said. She's not there to sell, but she really is. Everybody has bills to pay. But to truly do something that you love to do for a living is very important. And we want to reach out to the community and to the students that there is an opportunity to do something that you love for a living, which is creating your art. And after COVID, we found out especially how important the art shows are, because it's the visual eye that is extremely important compared to like the computer screen. That piece behind Agnes, the golfer, is our featured piece. And when everyone who's looking at this video interview comes to the show, you'll understand what we're talking about, that it's more amazing in person with the visual eye. You can't see the texture very well on the behind her on the screen, but it's a gorgeous, amazing piece, and the visual eye brings it out. But for those students out there, and also we want to thank Lindsay at Steinway Art. She's been extremely instrumental in helping with the kids programs, and we want to get the West Bloomfield art teachers involved with their students K through 8 as a way to expose them to the rules and entrepreneurship of doing art shows for a living. So their work is displayed at the show in a 20 by 40 tent the entire weekend. And the kids love seeing that their work is displayed. And then sometimes there's a bonus where patrons want to purchase their art and the kids end up selling it. We always encourage them to sell their art because they can create more, and that's what they're making it for, is to sell it and have other people appreciate it.
And it gives them a great opportunity not only to compete with their own art and see sort of the entrepreneurial side, but to also have those conversations with professional artists. And Patty, when you bring up that you first did this, as you said, in 2005, that means now we're 20 years later of these kids in those late elementary and middle school ages exploring their journeys as an artist. Do you have it? And I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here with this. I understand that. But do you have any success stories of all these years later, from 20 years of these kids doing great things at your show, then coming back later on or contacting you later on and saying, the youth art competition started my professional career as an artist?
Well, we have a few of those students, but most importantly, our biggest success story has been Dallin Nallin from Fort Myers, Florida. The kid is 17 years old. Agnes knows him. She met him in Naples. He's been to Orchard Lake in 2023. The family came to Orchard Lake. He has been displaying his work with us since age 8. So he started entering the program at age 5. At age 8, he has been donated over 100 booths at our shows where he can sell his work. So yes, it's extremely important for the kids to learn the interaction with the patrons at the show. They learn how to communicate, they learn how to socialize. Eye contact is important. But Dallin Nallin is now selling his pieces probably for more than $3,500 at age 17. He had a great show with us in Naples. His little sister Nella she has a company, Doodles by Nella, and she's 11. She did 2 shows with us this season. And she's selling just little paintings, or 5 inches by 7 inches, and bookmarks, $2 each. And those 2 kids are great success stories. Nella's 11 years old. She's got a company, Doodles by Nella, and she has a checking account. She knows how to take credit cards, and she knows how to interact with the patrons and sell her work. So this is big success story with those kids who have taken advantage of our offer to donate a booth to sell the work. We asked for the kids, if we're going to do that, either get a body, if a school wants to do it and get some kids together, we just need, since it's underage, we either need their patrons or their art teachers to supervise the kids booth. And it's a great learning experience. Both these kids have businesses and they're both doing great. And I encourage more kids to take advantage of the opportunity. Nolan's going to start having to pay for his own booth because he's going to be 19 soon, and that's when the program stops.
And that's what you want to hear. You want to see stories like that. And for parents, and especially for the kids here in Greater West Bloomfield that will have the opportunity to enter that youth art competition, a story like that tells them that they can take this to the next level. So that's a really inspiring tale from 20 years of the youth art competition as we get ready for the 22nd annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, July 26th and 27th on Powers and Daly Road. Agnes Rattani is with us as well, one of the artists that will be featured at this year's Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. And Agnes, when you see so much variety, so much talent from all over our country coming together for shows like this, and then you see the community behind it and all these different places come out to these art shows. For artists like you, how does that then maybe reshape or reframe how you approach your process going forward? And maybe does that bring a certain sense of inspiration for you to continue forward with your works?
Yes, Buddy has a selection of incredible good artists. And when you are entering to that atmosphere, we are all inspired to do better, show after show. We grow from other artists' energy. We are a community of very creative people. And it's just something there are no words to explain the feeling when we are on the show. We're working at home in the studios, and it's fantastic and it's beautiful. But to be with the other artists and like in Naples' show with Patty, everybody was so happy, just really like a big happy family, and inspiring. I came home. And I cannot wait to go back to the studio and get ready for July. And the texture, the technique what I use is 30 years old. I'm using this technique for all my life. They're not loud. They're very, very sophisticated, very soft, meaningful pieces. But sometimes I want to yell, here I am, it's Agnes. And it's changing the world a little bit, changing my work, and the clients feel this extra boost. And that's what the shows produce for us, this atmosphere, what is, for me, is the most important thing on art festivals. The most important thing.
Yeah, as you made it clear earlier on, this is really about the experience for you. It's about having that interaction and enjoying art collectively as a community, and then having the extra added benefit of being able to sell your works and make a living beyond that. Agnes, I want to thank you so much for being with us. You've told us what these art shows mean for you and what you hope people take away when they come to your booth. We hope that you'll have plenty of visitors again and maybe another sold-out show. Big shoes to fill in 2025 after selling out in 2024. Got to get there early for Agnes's art, ladies and gentlemen, as you head out to the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Patty, before we let you go, I want to kind of give that similar opportunity to you for when you bring patrons out to this 2025 Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, your 22nd annual. People have come to this for a number of different reasons. There's a reason they've come back for 21 consecutive years leading up to this. But when people exit on Saturday or they exit on Sunday or even both days, what do you hope that they take away from the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, other than, of course, buying plenty of art from these talented people?
Well, a beautiful experience and a great community event where we do bring the entire community together. West Bloomfield Township is out there, Debbie Binder and Steve Kaplan in the past, and now the new supervisor, Mr. John, I can't remember his name, but yes, thank you. He was out there last year. West Bloomfield Police, we couldn't do it without them. They keep the event safe. The same thing with the fire marshal, the fire department, and we appreciate everybody's help in bringing the community together. I hear lots of compliments, not only from the artists, but we try to just make it a really beautiful, polite, professional, wonderful experience. Get rid of your problems. Get rid of all political concerns. There's no politics involved in art. Throw that out the door and come to the show and enjoy it and have a relaxing experience and a positive experience. And we have great food vendors, great entertainment at the show. So we want to mention it is $5 admission, which is good for in and out access. It helps to pay for the cost of producing the event. And 13 and under are free. Families who enter the youth art competition get free admission. They get a family pass. And there's plenty of free parking behind the Beaumont Medical Center, which is now Corewell Health at 6900 Orchard Lake Road. And all year we've been recruiting great artists, those with positive. We have wonderful, wonderful people behind us. Agnes is helping recruit great artists too. You're going to see wonderful artists you haven't seen this year or previous years to the show. And everyone should come out. It's a beautiful, top-notch quality event. It's been voted top 100 art shows in the nation many times. And it's artists like Agnes that make it happen. And the whole community makes it happen. So we appreciate Civic Center TV's support behind the event. We need the media's help to get the word out. Of course. We are past the deadline for artists, but if you're just hearing this, we'll consider you, especially if you're local from West Bloomfield. And we want to thank our other team players. City of Kego helps us. Yeah. Kego Harbor, they hang a banner over the road. That's huge. Waterford Township. So not only within the community, we have other communities in the area. And we want to mention that we're promoting West Bloomfield taller patrons who attend the Florida shows. So we'll bring artists who came to the Naples event. They happen to be from Ann Arbor, the lady who won the $100 Enter to Win. So she'll be coming to the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show to pick out her $100 prize from the Naples show that she didn't have a chance to spend. So it all goes around, and I'll try to be positive, and it's not an easy world out there. So we try to, again, throw out all those political issues and come to the event and enjoy the day and listen to some great music, disco and smooth jazz from Sheila Landis, and have fun.
It will be a fun day. It always has been for the last 21 years. And now the 22nd annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show coming back to West Bloomfield July 26th and 27th. Patty, Agnes, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Taylor.
Definitely helps to set the stage, and I can't wait to see what's to come with this year's Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Big thank you to Patty and Agnes for stopping by and for telling us all of what we can look forward to. Last week was the annual West Bloomfield Health and Wellness Fair, where several wellness centers, medical officials, and exercise opportunities were available for the Greater West Bloomfield public to observe and learn about to help improve their own lives. Tyler Keefe from our team spoke with Alan Mindell of the National Reality Group to talk about the benefits of living in a tight-knit and healthy community like Greater West Bloomfield.
So many different people and organizations to learn about that relates to health and wellness in our community. Part of that's finding a nice, comfortable place to call home, close to home here in Greater West Bloomfield. Somebody that helps with that is Alan Mindell from National Realty Group. Alan, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a great time for people to explore our community. People want to live in West Bloomfield. From your perspective as someone that is helping people find their homes or sell their homes in West Bloomfield, what do you believe are the primary reasons people want to come to this community?
Okay, it's a township. And I think the township sort of philosophy is to preserve the environment, their surroundings. It's a great community, offers a lot of services. There's some good land, great subdivisions, great schools, kind of convenient to get here and there. Freeways are easy access. So there's a lot of reasons, but I would say that's just a few of them. Yep.
When you do have a community that is this coveted to live in, I'd imagine the competition plays a big role in that. If you're selling a home, that's a good thing. If you're buying the home, especially in today's fluctuating markets, I'd imagine it's a bit of a challenge. How do professionals like you help to bridge those gaps?
Yeah, so West Bloomfield is definitely in this seller's market. The appreciation is anywhere from 6 to 15% over the last year. And and you brought up a good point. It's a very difficult sort of decision to make when you want to sell in the market that we're in, and where are you going to go, right? It's sometimes a challenge that people have. There's hundreds of communities that people to go and live in. That's one option. Downsizing, some people are going out of state. So yeah, there's a lot of different dynamics involved in selling and buying. But right now, it's a great time for someone to sell if they want to sell.
Complicated question for you, Alan, so I'll ask for just a really simplified answer on it. For people that are getting ready to sell in Greater West Bloomfield, and for people that are getting ready to buy and they want to move into West Bloomfield, what are the best things that they can do in either of those situations right now if they're getting prepared to make a move?
Okay, so on the sell side, presentation is great. I mean, you get one chance, okay? And on the buy side, there's still room for negotiation. So what's, out of all the homes sold, 41% I think are selling for over asking, but yet 47% are going below. So there's an opportunity for a buyer to still negotiate a price. Who's going to do the negotiating though? That could be tricky.
That's where you bring in a realtor that can help with that. They're an expert in these fields, and you can meet one right here today. Alan Mindell from Alan Mindell Realtor with us. And National Realty Centers as well. Also, Civic Center TV is here live today. He's right in front of us in the Town Hall boardroom, so you can't miss him if you walk into the boardroom at West Bloomfield Town Hall. Before we let you go a couple more minutes, you're very involved in the chamber as well. You help to lead the Senior Resource Group. Tell us about that group and how our seniors can get even further engaged in their community with our local chamber.
Yeah, so I somehow was voluntold to be part of this, and so I help. We have a great partnership with West Bloomfield Parks, and they provide the Connect, and I help with providing, speakers for valuable, informative talks provided by some of the professionals who are part of the West Bloomfield Chamber, and we do this once a month at Connect, and we have an hour and a half there, and we got a great turnout. So the seniors love to come, and they have a little snack, and there's a lot of great information that is very beneficial for them.
Is it free to seniors in the community? Do they have to be Chamber or Parks members?
I don't believe they have to register with West Bloomfield Township. They have to with the West Bloomfield Parks. I think most of them are residents of West Bloomfield, from what I'm seeing. Do they have to be? I think the benefit of being a resident of West Bloomfield, there's no charge to come to these talks, and if you're not a resident, I think the fee is nominal.
All that information can be found in a couple of places. WestBloomfieldChamber.com. That has all the info you need about the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. And, of course, West Bloomfield Parks, Connect Senior Center, everything in between, wbparks.org. Alan, anything else for us before we let you go today?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
If you want to take a look at the full coverage of this year's Health and Wellness Fair, just head to civiccentertv.com/healthfair25. But lots of great interviews to check out there. But that is going to do it for us today here on the Splash Live. Big thank you to all of our guests and for everyone on our team to help make this show possible. I've been your host, Jake Schaff. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.